Hey, last night was the 900th ever episode of WWE's Monday Night Raw, and I stayed up all night till 4 AM to watch it, and I've got to say, I wasn't disappointed. I was quite pleased with the show, and I'm about to tell you why. We started off with Bret Hart in the ring. He cuts a promo basically saying this is WWE's 900th episode of Monday Night Raw. It started off back in 1993, and there's only one guy who's here today who was here back then, apart from me, and that is The Undertaker. Then Kane comes down to the ring and says, "No, you're wrong, there is no Undertaker anymore. I've destroyed The Undertaker. He's nothing compared to what he used to be. He's weak, just like you, Bret Hart." Then I think the lights flickered and went out. Undertaker appeared in the ring, was staring down Kane, everyone in the arena. By the way, the crowd, they were so hot, they were really going for it, really cheering, really loud, really got me into the show myself. So yeah, Undertaker's there staring down Kane, and then Kane just goes, "No, not today." Sweeps himself back over the top rope, down to the floor, and basically retreats, and the crowd all boo. "Oh, we wanted to see that." You know, little did we know, it was about to happen again later on. But yeah, then we went into our first match, triple threat tag team match. Kaval and Daniel Bryan were paired together, and I was online at this time, and a lot of people, not marking out, but were quite happy that this pairing had been put together, and I was one of those. I was marking out, I'm not going to lie. I was sort of marking out, I wasn't that pleased, but at the same time I was really happy that they were being put together. I was really looking forward to the match. I knew they'd end up jobbing out, but that's yet to come. So yeah, it was Kaval and Bryan against Kofi and McGillicuddy against Miz and Riley. I think this was sort of to build up the final episode of NXT Season 2, which is tonight, so yeah, that should be decent. But yeah, Riley and Miz went over. I think Miz pinned Daniel Bryan, so you know that's going to be continuing, but that's a good thing, because I want to see Bryan take the belt off Miz at Night of Champions. But it was an okay match. It was quite short in my opinion, so you know, what can I say? Nothing really much to say about the match, apart from it was good to see Bryan and Kaval being paired together. I mean, they don't really seem like a natural pairing, but like Michael Cole said, this is an internet dream team, if you know what I mean. Yeah, next up we had a tag team match, Lay Cool versus Melina and Eve. Now beforehand, we've had for weeks Lay Cool doing their little spiel about, oh, we're going to go to Monday Night Raw, we're going to give Melina an offer she cannot refuse, and it's going to be so good, and it's going to be flawless, you know what I mean, like doing the little thing. By the way, I'm a big fan of Lay Cool. They've really got me to be a fan of them now. They've gone a different route to the Beautiful People, where the Beautiful People, they're compared to them a lot, but the Beautiful People, the originals, I agree with that, but they've sort of tried getting a fan base based on their looks, whereas Lay Cool have tried to get a fan base based on their character. Now everyone's saying, oh, Lay Cool just copying the Beautiful People, but in my opinion, like, for women, I suppose you'd want to be respected for who you are and not what you look like. So I suppose Lay Cool have done it the right way. Although I'm a fan of the Beautiful People as well, but I prefer Lay Cool just because their characters are better in my opinion. They're great heels. They're those annoying girls that we all went to school with, to college with, and I'm at uni with now. And we love to hate them, and they're just such good characters that I enjoy seeing them on my screen. So anyway, yeah, it was pretty obvious what their deal was going to be, but this came after the match. The match was another short match, pretty boring. Melina got the pin over Layla, I think it was, and then afterwards Lay Cool both got on the mic and said, right, here's the offer, and one of us is going to face you at Night of Champions. We can make it a unification match for the women's title. Now I think Melina's going to win this match when they do the unification match, because she accepted, but she made it a lumberjack match. Then all the divas came out, stood on the stage, and all looked happy. I think they were trying to get in a lot of people onto the show this week, just so that just so everyone could say, oh, I was on the 900th episode of Monday Night Raw, if you know what I mean. Sort of a loyalty bonus of sorts. But yeah, I think what they're going to do is they're going to have Melina obviously win this unification match, and then I think they're going to end up having a Divas tag team title sort of thing on SmackDown, and Lay Cool will obviously be the main contenders in that division. And you could also put the Bella Twins over there, I suppose, have them feuding with them. All the Bellas are pretty crap, aren't they, really? Anyway, I'm boring myself. Let's get on to some better stuff. Nexus came, not that they didn't come down to the ring, Nexus were in the back, and they were talking to each other about other people are saying that we're weak now that we've kicked out Darren Young, now that Skip Sheffield's broke his ankle. People are saying we're weak and we need to prove tonight that we're strong. So obviously we're expecting big things from Nexus after this little promo. Next match, tag team titles #1 contenders match, John Morrison and R-Truth against Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes in the most pointless match I've seen in a very long time. They came out and the match was thrown out after about 30 seconds. I don't think the bell even rang. The referee they started brawling, the referee just went, ring the bell, it's over, I don't want anything to do with this match, we're calling it a day. And I was sat there, I wasn't too disappointed because I didn't really want to see this match anyway, but I was just sat there thinking, who booked this? Who seriously wanted to put this on the show? I understand, like I said before with the Divas, they're trying to get a lot of people onto the show as a sort of a loyalty bonus to say, yeah, we want to put you on our flagship program, 900 episodes, but this is pointless to just throw them out there for 30 seconds and end it. These first 3 matches too short, far too short, especially this third one, but they shouldn't have just done this third one. They should have put them in some other backstage segment or whatever. But anyway, at the start of the night, the general manager sent an email saying that tonight it would be Bret Hart versus The Undertaker, the two guys who've been at the WWE since the beginning, and they're still there now. Obviously, Bret Hart wasn't in there in the between time, but he's there now. So yeah, I was wondering how are they going to work this one, because Bret Hart obviously can't work on match because of his Lloyds of London policy, and obviously his stroke and his concussions and whatnot. So his health-wise, he can't do it either. So yeah, they basically had the lights turn out, or I can't remember how they did it, but basically I think the lights turned out and then Wade Barrett came down to the ring and Undertaker attacked him, or vice versa, he attacked the Undertaker. Then the Nexus came out, they're all brawling, Undertaker's getting the better of them all, and then the lights turn out. When they turn back on again, Barrett's got Undertaker on his shoulders, he flips him down and nails him with that, was it Wasteland they call it, and then didn't get a pin, just another no contest, I think it was. And then Kane, I think, was on the stage laughing at the Undertaker. I think they had a little bit of a brawl at some point during the night, but I can't remember that, if I'm being honest. Anyway, next up we had Jack Swagger up against Evan Bourne. A quick squash match which was diverted away, our attention was diverted away because Alberto Del Rio was coming down to the ring in his car, and then his announcer even got on mid-match, just interrupted it, cut his Spanish stick. Alberto Del Rio comes to the ring, Swagger gets the win, walks out, and Alberto Del Rio gets on the microphone and says, my name is Alberto Del Rio, but you already know that. Last week on SmackDown I took out Rey Mysterio. He used like the little chihuahua that he is, but for those of you who might not have seen it, I'm going to take out another chihuahua tonight. I'm going to take out Evan. Runs over, gets a chair, runs into the ring, beats the shit out of Evan, gets him in the armbreaker move. Evan taps out like a bitch. Alberto Del Rio gets over. Fantastic promo from Del Rio. He's really getting over it. Like with me, he's really over. I didn't like him as Alberto Banderas in FCW. I thought it was terrible, but as a heel in WWE, I think he's fantastic. There's rumours floating around the internet that he's got a lot of heat backstage, but this guy is worth it, worth the heat. He's fantastic worker. WWE needs to keep him around no matter what heat he's getting backstage. Next up, SES, the Straight Edge Society come down. Luke Gallows, Joey Mercury and the leader CM Punk without Serena, so the rumours must be true, she must have been fired. WWE haven't announced anything yet, but it's been on the dirt sheets for about a week now that she's been fired. Yeah, they basically cut a promo about the history of Raw and wrong angles that had happened, like Austin coming down and spraying people with beer, the Katie Vick storyline, and then he said, I bet you'd all love it if Austin just came down to the ring now and sprayed me with beer. And then lo and behold, Austin's theme tune starts to ring out in the arena and his Titantron rolls and everyone's getting excited, and then CM Punk cracks up in the ring and says, there's not going to be any Austin tonight, there's no Austin, and then everyone starts booing him, and it was a fantastic little heel moment. You know, a lot of people on the forums are like getting heated about it, like, oh, I wanted to see Austin, and they fell for it as well. You know, fantastic bit of work from the WWE to work that little thing. Not that great, but it was a good little spot. Anyway, Big Show comes out. He basically chops CM Punk down after a little promo. He disses himself, but he says, don't start with the fat jokes. Make jokes about something else, like me kissing Vicky Guerrero or something. Little jokes like that he was making. Then yeah, he basically chops CM Punk, batters the Straight Society. They somehow get out of the ring. I can't really remember. This was about 3:30 in the morning, so by this time I was pretty tired. Then the main event started actually at like 4 AM over here. So it was already the show had already ended. And like they were just obviously running off overtime that they'd agreed with the channels to run, but still it was at 4 AM and I just wanted to go to bed. I was like, oh, finish this match please. And I was really happy to see at the start of the match Edge walked out, got himself counted out. Then Jericho went out and got himself counted out. Then Edge went out and got himself counted out. So it's 3-on-5 and we needed to get rid of another 3 guys from Team WWE for the Nexus win, so I could go to bed basically. I can't remember the order of eliminations, but I remember that John Cena was eliminated by Justin Gabriel, and then the last 2 men in the ring were, the last 3 was Gabriel, Wade Barrett, Randy Orton. Orton got the RKO on Gabriel, and then Barrett got Wastelands on Randy Orton and got the win. So not only did Barrett take out Randy Orton tonight with the Wastelands, he also took out The Undertaker with the Wastelands move. So that's Undertaker and Randy Orton are 2 of the top 4 names in the WWE right now, along with Cena and Triple H. And Triple H isn't around, so out of the 3 that are active, Barrett took out 2 of them with his finishing manoeuvre on tonight's show. It shows how much the WWE are really putting behind him, and it also shows how much WWE are putting behind Justin Gabriel, that he was the one to pin John Cena in this match. So that quite surprised me. Yeah, overall it was a really good show. It had a real feel of like I was watching real superstars in this match, and I don't mean superstars in the TV show that they do. I'm mumbling my words now at the end of this video. I mean superstars as in the real celebrity wrestlers that they have. Like, I think one main problem with the brand split is that we've got too many guys on the roster who just don't mean anything to me. Guys like Santino Marella, although he is funny, we're bored of him now. Guys like Vladimir Kozlov, guys like Finlay, William Regal. I was a massive William Regal fan about 2-3 years ago, but he's just too old now. They don't want to do anything with him, so let's just get rid of him. The Dude Busters, a great tag team, but still they're not really superstars just yet. They weren't on this card. The Usos weren't on here. I'm a big fan of them as well. But this was just a card packed full of superstars, and it really felt like an Attitude Era Raw episode, because it was just fully packed with just stuff happening that you wasn't expecting. And this is what WWE needs to get back to, in my opinion. They need to make the show more entertaining. This was a PG show and I found it really entertaining. If they could do this every single week on Raw, then it'd be fantastic. And the way to do that, in my opinion, is to end the draft split, the brand split even, bring everyone over to Raw, fire everyone who you don't need, or maybe just put the B guys, the guys who you don't really care that much about or no one cares about, shove them onto SmackDown or to NXT or whatever. Make NXT just a second brand, and have like the Raw and have one brand of people wrestling on Raw and SmackDown, and just let them progress the storylines like that, because that way you get 4 weeks, 8 different shows to progress your storylines. The storylines get bettered. Then we get to see these guys quite often, but they don't get oversaturated, because you don't need to show them on every single show. You can just have them saying, oh, this main guy's having an off day, or this guy got beaten up on Raw, and it really makes that storyline mean something. When you have a guy like John Cena beaten up by Nexus on Raw, and then he'll miss the SmackDown, then when he returns on Raw again, we want to see him, because we've not seen him on the SmackDown episode previously. So this is what I think WWE need to do. But anyway, I'm ranting about that now, and this is just about Raw 900. Raw 900 was a really good show. When Swagger came out, I was thinking, you know what, this guy's a superstar. And to me, that is exactly what Raw needs to do. They need, and the WWE in general, they need to make the guys who are coming out look like legit superstars. If you guys don't look like superstars, build them up to, and if you can't build them up to make them look like superstars, then fire them, let them go to TNA, because if you can't make them look like superstars WWE, then nobody can. And that is my review of Raw 900. I'd love to know what you thought of the show. Pop it down here in the box. If you've got a video on this, bang it as a video response or whatever. I'll be sending this as a video response to someone. I'll find someone who's done a review and send it on to them. And with that, I am out, and I'll be back, I don't know when, but pretty soon. Laters.